this fire altar in 2020 during the COVID. At that time, I'd been married for several years. Before I got married, I noticed a pattern in my family. We would get married, but you will not have children. The eldest, about 18 years in 2020. The second, 9 years. The third, the fourth. My immediate younger sister, who actually got married before me, 12 years, waiting. So that actually put fear in me to get married. Because I said, if I get married, I will join the queue. But somehow, I overcame my fears. And the right man came along. And he stayed. And we started waiting on God. Fortunately, because Papa said, God will cause a trouble that will favor you. COVID came because of me. NSPPD began in 2020 because of me. I joined the altar on the 4th day. I just stumbled on the link on Facebook because the only thing we did during COVID was press our phones. And I said, what's this? Very few people connected at the time. And I joined. And there was fire. And we began to pray. Daddy's birthday came. Before then, I've had series of procedures. Some fail. Some I would carry 3 months. And it would disappear. Now, this 3 months thing became a pattern. If I conceive, once is 3 months. If it clocks 3 months today, the next day, I'll wake up bleeding. So I connected to the fire altar, and Papa will always decree, and I connected. Something I didn't joke with on this altar was the communion. No matter how busy I was, whatever distraction it was, work distraction online, because a lot of banks were working online at the time, I must take the communion. Then he said one day that if you want twins, if you want triplets, print a picture of what you want. If you remember, in 2020, we were always praying with pictures. I printed 2 boys and a girl. And I went to the altar with it on a daily basis. I trusted this God. My sister called me along the line that she was 7 months gone. She was actually pregnant. And we were excited. A baby is coming. She was going to be due in October 2020. But unfortunately, on this morning in October, I received a call. I went for a scan, and there is no pulse. My baby is gone. And I said, what are you talking about? Eroy, is this the agreement? I flew to Lagos. My mom came from Delta, and we got to the hospital, and truly, she was going to have a still delivery. We were all broken. Imagine an old woman coming for Mugo and meeting a dead baby. It was devastating, and it tested my faith, because as a young girl in Assemblies of God who was a crowned missionary, kept herself unmarried, and then you start waiting, you begin to question, does God exist? Why did I go through these pains, through school, and then marry, and I'm looking for children? But then, it was for a reason. You know, in the end, God made me a spectacle of His glory. We lost that child. But that morning on the altar in my sister's house, myself, my sister, my mom, I actually introduced the fire altar to every member of my family, and we all connect. Papa said that morning, this was in October 2020, he said, there's a woman connected to this altar of fire. Your children are all married, but no children. He said, in fact, that now you had a stillbirth child. He said, mark it. This is the worst the devil can do to you. He said, in your life, Omugo will jam Omugo. These were Papa's words. We held our hands that morning and we screamed, amen. returned to Port Harcourt. Kept on praying with my triplet picture. The devil will come. You are still praying. You people just lost one. You are still believing. Continue believing. But I held on to this God. In November, I went to the hospital just for normal checks. I was feeling feverish, very funny, But then, my gynae said, go and run a test. I said, what test? Malaria check. He said, no, go for scan. I said, what scan? Why should I go and waste my money for scan? What am I expecting? He said, go. I would sort it out. So when he said that, I said, what do I have to lose? I walked in there, and guess what we saw? Swimming. 3 heartbeats.
Are you still sitting down?
I realized it is not how long you wait. It is how well you wait. I remember there was one day Papa was praying. He said, whatever you're believing God for, Billy, start acting like you have these children already. I went to the market. I bought baby clothes, boy, girl. I would wash them on Saturday morning, and I would spread them in the line in my compound like a mad woman. I looked on the screen and I asked, are you sure this is my belly? Is this inside of me? I said, yes. Congratulations. The journey began. Of course, is it the end? No. The devil who has been fighting you cannot give up. When I got to 3 months again, I woke up with the same stain on the bed, bleeding. That morning, I refused to go to the hospital. I went to the altar of fire. I said, Papa, I have come today. I took the sheets. I spread in front of my television. I put my phone. I laid down there. I will not lose this one soul. The prayer had not even gone 20 minutes. Papa said, this way is what? You are at that time of the month when you lose your babies. He said, this ones will not be lost. You will carry them to full term. Ignore whatever you see. What I see, what did I see? Lord, are those my children? No. I didn't go to the hospital. But did the bleeding stop? No. Did my faith shake? No. I held those words. I will carry to full term. I will carry to full. I kept on bleeding. I kept on bleeding. 5th month, 6th month. It became too much. My husband said, instead of me to lose you, it is better I lose this one. No. I said, I don't know what you're talking about, but I will go so that they will check me. We got to the hospital. They admitted me immediately, hung my legs, did another sacrilege for where the devil kept fighting and the fetus degenerated. And I was left with 2. Nobody told me because I was having high blood pressure. They didn't say anything. I got well and came back home in the 7th month. And in due date came. And I delivered this beautiful boy and girl. I don't know if there's someone who has waited and God answered. Even till today, it's like a dream. When I look at them, am I the mother of these children? They are 3 years plus today. That is not the testimony. I had them on the 7th of July, 2021. November that year, my elder brother, whose marriage clocked 10 years, the wife conceived and had a bouncing baby boy. In 2022. In the same 2022, our eldest son, who is a pastor in a renowned church, who would lay hands on women waiting, and the Lord will honor his words, waited 19 years. That same 2022, the wife conceived. And the Lord gave them bouncing baby girls too. As if that was not enough, Omugo started jamming Omugo. My younger sister, who had stillbirth, conceived in that same 2022, and at the end of that year, in October, exactly 1 year, had a beautiful baby girl. As if that was not enough, my mom was in Omugo. My immediate younger sister, whose marriage was 12 years in 2022, had 2 beautiful boys, identical twins, in a period of 2 years. My parents, who were mocked. One day, my mom told me that she went to church after Bible study. She was going home, and a woman tapped her. And she stopped. Said, Mama, now wow. I hear say you just come back from Obodoyibo. So all this travel, where you did travel, who go do am for your children now? You they fly up and down, but your children no get anybody. This thing was said to her in October 2020. And in November, I conceived. And since then till today, it is back to back. I told God I was okay. But, you know God now, He knows how to give the best gifts. You know, I lost one. So He said, you asked for 3. Take another one. My twin turned 2 years July last year. One of them didn't get up to walk. I said, devil, you never tire. The other one started walking from 9 months. The twin girl, nothing. She's just there. I said, okay, the battle is not over. We kept on praying every morning at the altar. If I carry them, even while they are sleeping, to the sitting room, put on the television, all of us. That's the only thing they can sound. When what God cannot do, of course, you know what it is. November last year, Papa made a declaration that you have a set of twins. One of them isn't working. I think precisely on the 24th of November, if I remember correctly. I screamed that morning. She was inside. I ran, carried her to the sitting room. Papa made that declaration. He said, today, whatever is holding her down, fire. That night, I showered her around past 6. I put her on the bed while I would shower the brother. And then something said, turn. I turned to the bed. This is what she was doing. She tried to get up. For the first time, at this point, she was 2 years and 4 months. She tried to get up. She will fall. She will do it again. I screamed. That was okay for me. And on the 14th of December, the father's birthday, my daughter walked. 2 years and 6 months. Walked for the first time. I wish I had the time to show you the video. She walked on the 14th from morning till evening. She couldn't sit down. And then, of course, the next morning she couldn't get up. The leg was paining her. And for 3 days, she couldn't get up. I started massaging. The excitement of walking overwhelmed her. Remember at that time I was pregnant. And I said, God, will I have another baby while I'm carrying this baby? I held on to God. There is God on this altar. A long year family